How do parts get cleaned in a closed machine? First of all, the parts are brought into the cleaning chamber and the door closes. When you're using flammable solvent, the process will be running under vacuum. In case you're using a non-flammable solvent, vacuum is not a must. Here you see the inside of a cleaning machine. On the left-hand side, you see tank 1 and tank 2. On the right-hand side, you've got the distillation unit, and on the top, the condenser. So how does the solvent cleaning process work? In the first step, the solvent from tank 1 is pumped into the cleaning chamber. Here you have the first mechanics. The solvent can be sprayed on the part, you can have movement and rotation of the parts, and you can have the influence of ultrasonic. This all depends on the geometry of the parts, the contamination on the parts, and the required cleanliness. Most of the contaminations are now hopefully dissolved in the solvent, and the solvent is pumped back into tank 1. We now have a second cleaning step. Clean solvent from tank 2 is pumped into the cleaning chamber, and we can have the same or other mechanics than we had in the first cleaning step. Then all contaminations are dissolved in the solvent, and the solvent is pumped back into tank 2. Then, as a last step, we do have vapor degreasing. Pure solvent vapor generated by the distillation unit is sprayed into the cleaning chamber. The vapor condenses on the part and removes any residual film. With this, we achieve very high cleanliness. This follows the drying step under vacuum, which accelerates the evaporation of the solvent. The end result is completely dry and clean part, which can then be taken out of the cleaning chamber. The used solvent from tank 1 will be distilled in the distillation unit and can be used for vapor degreasing. The recycled and clean solvent will be brought back into tank 2, and in tank 2 we do have the cleanest solvent. So from tank 2 can then also be transferred into tank 1. As you can see from the illustration, parts which has already been cleaned are then cleaned again with clean solvent from tank 2. And then, as a last step, we normally have vapor degreasing with pure solvent vapor. This is how we achieve really high cleanliness in solvent processes. And now that you understand how parts are cleaned in a closed machine, in our next video we will talk about how often you have to do bath exchanges and how this compares to aqueous cleaning.